Parallels are already being drawn between The Winter King and Game of Thrones, but the former has one advantage that HBO's fantasy saga famously lacked. The Winter King is based on Bernard Cornwell's The Warlord Chronicles, a trilogy of books that merged the legend of King Arthur with some historical fact. The Winter King Episode 1 set all the elements in place, revealing this version of Arthur is the unwanted bastard son of King Uther, and is banished from Britain after the death of his brother in battle. The show may lack the scope of later seasons of Game of Thrones, but from the various rival kingdoms and tribes to the large cast of characters, it has the potential to become the next big fantasy TV series.
And you could be our next big star.
Game of Thrones famously overtook George R.R. Martin's source material at the end of Season 5, and while later series have their defenders, the overall quality of the storytelling took a noticeable hit. In comparison, The Winter King already has a fully mapped out story to work from. Season 1 will adapt the first book, and assuming the show is a success, later seasons will pull from Cornwell's follow-up books, Enemy of God and Excalibur. More than that, there's even room for various expansions and spin-offs if the show proves to be a big success for MGM, with later seasons being able to explore tangents based on the original legend. Characters such as Merlin or Lancelot could earn their own shows too, but in the end, Cornwell's Warlord Chronicles is there to provide a narrative backbone. On the surface, The Winter King absolutely has the potential to become a fantasy hit, but viewers might be a little burnt out on the genre. More specifically, they could be a little jaded of the Arthur legend, as Guy Ritchie's blockbuster King Arthur movie spectacularly failed to kick off a planned franchise in 2017, while even David Lowery's fantastic The Green Knight went largely unseen a few years later. It'll be easier to see what the future holds for The Winter King after the first season has wrapped up.